Can you feel it? We're getting ready. People get ready. Yes, we are. We are getting ready as a church in unity, as a people in Santa Barbara and California, ooh, and all over this world. Over this world. We're getting ready. We are getting ready. I can feel it. You can feel it. You guys. That was Kathy's inspiration.
Oh, I love it. And you know, I gotta say, I'm so grateful for our whole music team, because Leslie and Debbie were rehearsing as Leslie was coming through customs yesterday. They did it over the phone. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. That is dedication. Oh, I love it. Well, at the height of the civil rights movement, Curtis Mayfield, the lead singer of the Impressions, wrote that song with the most memorable lyrics. People get ready. And as many of you know this song, many of you were singing it. I was watching you. You got your groove on today. People get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith, my friends, to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Can I get an amen? Yes. And so it is. Well, in that turbulent time, that decade, Curtis Mayfield was calling people to a higher purpose, a higher vision. The chaos of the 1960s left our nation in much confusion, from the riots in our own country, the Vietnam War, to the assassinations of JFK, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King. It was a confusing, chaotic time, and there were many reasons why people were feeling hopeless during that time. But Mayfield, like many others, understood that something great was in the horizon. It didn't look very good at the time, but he could hear it. He could hear it like a distant humming of a diesel engine. You don't need no baggage. All you need is faith. You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. People, get ready. There is something so true, so positive, so promising about that song. You see, it is the very message of what a higher dimension of faith is all about. All you need is faith. You just get on board. This week, we have seen fires here in Southern California. And I want those of you that have been directly affected, who are here in this sanctuary, and those of you that are watching online, you do not walk this path alone. We got you. We got you. Let us hold the faith for you. The year 1999 was particularly a strange year of challenges for me and for mastering lessons. I was the minister in Denver, Colorado at the time, and in April of that year, we experienced the Columbine shootings. It turned out that some of our congregants were directly affected by those and impacted by those shootings. And as you can imagine, the whole state of Colorado was at first extremely devastated. It was the first real high school shooting that we had ever really seen or experienced in this country. And the blessing was we could feel the rest of the country praying for us and holding the high watch. We felt lifted by those that were in prayer with us. The president at the time, Bill Clinton, gave a speech to the for Columbine as well as for the rest of Colorado, and he said this. I have to say, I think what's impressed me most is the way, in the midst of all of this, you have held on to your faith. He continued, in the scriptures, St. Paul says that all of us in this life see through a glass darkly. So we must walk by faith, not by sight. We cannot lean on our own wisdom. None of this can be fully adequately explained to any of you, but you cannot lose faith. His words then ring even more true now. We cannot lose our faith. Then October, that very same year of 1999, I had been diagnosed with cancer. When the doctor called me and told me the news and said I needed to go into surgery immediately and what was suggested as treatment afterwards, I had lost my faith. For my job, losing faith is not good for job security. Let me just say that. So I thought to myself, how could this happen? I am the healthiest person I know. I eat health food, I take my supplements, I exercise, I drink plenty of water, but I lost my faith. I called the board president and told her what was going on, and I said, I think I need to resign. I have lost my faith. And I will never forget what she said. Virginia Brilliant was her name, and she was so brilliant. And that she said, she was a good Unity student. She said, you don't have to have faith right now. Let us keep the faith for you. That most beautiful congregation were my faith keepers, and I was the recipient of group prayer. I was lifted up so high as if I was riding a crest of a wave, like light. Many of you have experienced this, I know. It was one of the most spiritual experiences of my life. My friends, we are bombarded with outside stimulus, which leads us to survival mode. And here's the deal. When things like the fires, or maybe some personal challenges that some of you might be going through right now, when things like this happen, it is an invitation to go higher, not lower. And you may say, but Reverend Kathy, how can I assume a higher perspective when the current reality shows me the opposite? And to that I say, this is where the true work begins. It is easy to get scared. I know this. And it is easy for those of us who were in the Thomas fires to have that memory come back, and it seems to haunt us here and there. And it is, and I just want to give you a little bit of Unity perspective caution for you right now. Do not misuse your imagination by creating scenarios in your mind of things you do not want to experience. Today, I want to give you a Unity definition of prayer. Prayer is a positive mental transmutation of energy within your own mind. Remember, energy never dies, it just changes form. Many of you might remember the story in the Bible of the woman who had been hemorrhaging for years. And for 12 years, she had tried all kinds of remedies and good physicians, but nothing had helped her. And finally, Jesus came to town to conduct a meeting. And she had heard about him. She had heard that many people had been blessed by his presence, had been healed through his ministry. And so this woman, she came to the conviction, she said, if I can just touch his clothes, I will be made whole. Now, I want to point out something to you fine and wonderful Unity students that perhaps maybe you have not noticed. Notice where this woman's prayer was said. Notice where this woman's prayer took place. This woman did not address her prayer to a God outside of herself, but rather within herself. She impressed the energy in her and all around her with conviction. If I may but touch his clothes, I shall be made whole. She shifted her perspective. She shifted her energy to a higher frequency. She touched the hem of his garment and she was instantly healed. And Jesus noticed the energy and said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Now just go in peace." Prayer is a positive mental transmutation of energy within your own mind. It is an energetic form of mechanics which takes place when you pray. Now, here is another word of caution. When you are sending thoughts and feelings of fear, sadness, concern, worry, bottom line, it is energy that people do not like to receive. I've been on the receiving end of those when people pray out of concern and worry. And if you are addicted to the news about the fires, or about anything for that matter, all it is doing is gathering up a group fear. And I'm saying, unplug, my friends, unplug. It is okay to catch up on the latest. I do that. But the news loves to enroll you in the drama and in lower energy. I came across a piece written by the quantum physicist David Cameron Gikandi. I hope I said that right. Gikandi. I'll say it real fast. Gikandi. And he explained on a quantum level that we live in an interconnected field of energy, that we share the same energy with everything else, even though we might assume our own unique characteristics. And then he described how our own energy works. So imagine with me that there's this bowl, this big bowl of water, and you add one more drop of water, and that drop ripples out, bounces off the sides, and the bowl then returns all of that multiplied. Now here's the deal with quantum physics. All energy that you send out returns to you multiplied. So he goes on to say this, and I'm just going to read it, so follow along. He says, well, the universe is a whole lot more complicated than that. A shift on one part of the massive field of energy ripples and then causes shifts in parts next to it. So there's energy, right? Energy ripple, and that then hits another something, that ripples, and then there's something it hits, that ripples, right? And so he says, your love changes the composition of the entire universe. Anything you do, any thought that you have ripples on forever and changes the composition of the whole universe, however small that change is. Because you are a part of that universe, you are a part of the universe. Because you are a part of that universe, that ripple comes back to you, gives you back a dose of similar essence. And everything, of course, ripples back in reaction, sending it back to you, all multiplied. That is how scientifically the law of cause and effect works. So the betterment of one individual in the system causes the betterment of the whole system and causes also the betterment of the individual. What you send out always comes back multiplied. And so when I first read this, I thought to myself, I don't want to send out energy of sadness. I don't want to send out energy of fear or worry or division or concern or hate out into the universe and then have it come back to me multiplied. I want to be a force for good, and so do you. Within the last 15, 20 years or so, you have people such as Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, Lynn McTaggart, who have witnessed groups with prayerful intentions to heal bodies, states of depression, lower crime, and they've seen people that have been healed by Parkinson's, blindness, arthritis, you name it. Group prayerful intentions send out a vibrational lifeline that brings forth the miraculous. Imagine this group, one mind, one heart in prayerful consciousness. But here's the thing. We can't just focus on prayerful consciousness such as peace and healing during our time of prayer and meditation and then be angry the rest of the week. Or to be in fear after we've watched the news. Note, you must live the prayer. You must embody the frequency. You must be living the prayer. That's mastery. That is where the work begins. Lynn Taggart, in her book, The Power of Eight, found that when people came together in group intention, in group prayer, there was a miraculous boomerang effect that happened to them. She found that the participants, those that were praying for others, were also being transported into altered states. They felt closer to their loved ones. Their bodies were being healed. They had a more peaceful, happier lives. So right now, we're going to be like those people. We're going to, in this sanctuary, as a group consciousness coming together for a higher thought, a higher prayer, we actually are having a positive effect on each other. Not only on each other, but our energy reverberates outward and affects the whole city of Santa Barbara. Isn't that fun? And this is why group prayer, group consciousness can be so powerful. You may think that you are a self-contained unit of energy, but you are quite the opposite. Energetically, either positive or negative, you are making an impact. This week, I've got homework for you. How many of you like homework? Oh, look at you, great students. I love it. All right. This week, your homework is, if you are watching the news, and I get it, you gotta catch up, maybe make sure a fire is not happening anywhere near your home, but catch up on the news. And as you are, be in your mastery. Send light instead of fear. Send love instead of concern. Send angels if that is a part of who you are. You are being asked to be faith keepers here today. You are being called to throw others a lifeline. Don't send them energy of fear, depression, doom, and gloom. They don't need that right now, and nor do they want that energy coming their way. And you don't want it rippling back to you. So, my friends, today we are the faith keepers for not only the state of California, but the whole world. So I'm going to ask you, if you will, to close your eyes, and we're going to spend some time in prayer. And as you know, in prayer, you can't really send energy out unless you claim it for yourself. So tune in, tap in. There is a power and a presence within you, all around you, that is greater than any circumstance, mightier than any condition. And that power is that loving essence of God. Take a moment to just feel loved. Now, some of you might have to remember maybe a time when you felt loved and adored by maybe people in your family, a loved one, animals. I want you to be open to all those that have loved you and continue to love you, those that love you now. Be an open vessel to being loved and adored. And as you feel loved and adored, we're going to create a space here and magnify that love and adoration. Take a moment now to send that love to each person here and those of you that are online. Energy being sent, love being magnified. And as we are confident and we stand strong in this love, take a moment now to remember a time when you felt that power and presence of light, that God lit up your mind, your heart. You had a spiritual experience. And as you remember that time, allow it to just resonate within your entire being. And we magnify that now by sending it out to each person here and to those that are watching online. And as we have created a beautiful energy from which to come, let us now send a blessing of great love and light to all those affected by the fires. Let us hold the faith for them that as they are being changed at depth, that they are being changed to a plan that is greater than what they can imagine. We hold the faith for them that something great is on its way. We send light and love and great gratitude to all of the firefighters. Let's see each one of them surrounded and enfolded by great light. They're so protected. All of those that are the first responders, the nurses, the doctors, that are helping all those that are in need, we send them great gratitude and light. We take a moment now to think of all the animals, the wild animals, as well as the domestic ones. For we know that they may feel a little confused. And so we call forth their guardian angels to guide them to safety. We send them great light of protection. So join me in sending all animals light of protection. We take a moment right now as we just plant a light column from the highest of the heavens to the middle of the earth, that surrounds, fills, and protects all of California, all of the United States. And all who are in this light column resonate with the light of God. We now take a moment to send great gratitude for our weather. I want each of you to just take a moment to see great weather. It might be rain, and it might be just the winds dying down. We call forth the perfect weather for all of California. Whatever is for our highest good. I want each of you to just be in a place of great gratitude for the perfect weather. Take a moment, if you will, to give great gratitude for our water supply, and that we are now open and receptive to an abundance of water, water beyond our wildest dreams. And so, dear God, we are so grateful for this time together in group prayer. We give thanks for the light, the love, the comfort, the divine restoration, the divine guidance. We are so grateful. And as we slowly and gently start to come back into the awareness of this room, let us remember the words. People, get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. With that, can I get an amen? Amen. So it is.